navigating through adulthood episode, whatever it is. Oh man, we're here. We're having fun. We're excited. So many things happened this week. And I'm gonna tell you the reason. It's just been a lot, man. It's been a lot going on. These kids, they're terrorists. They're terrorizing me and my wife. We have 2 kids, and I never thought that it would be this hard. Like, my son is in the background now screaming. It's time for him to go to bed, and he's screaming downstairs for the past 30 minutes. I don't know if y'all heard that, but he's mommy, and whoever he calls, that's who has to go get him. So I'm not getting him. What happened this week? It was so amazing. JayZ had a concert. He has his new music app. It's called Tidal, and he did the B-sides to, some of his street classics. It was underground, all his underground hits. The moment of all moments. If you don't know, JayZ, Beanie Sigel, they haven't talked in 7 years. Beanie Sigel comes out on stage with State Prop, and they rap and they hug, and it was a great moment. It was cool because Beanie Sigel it felt good, and Beanie Sigel has publicly, dissed JayZ and made diss records, and Jay is, threw a couple shots.
He still loves them.
Yeah, but no. He said in that one line, he said, "Can make millions, Bleak make millions. Beans to tell you if he wasn't in his feelings." That was on the Drake album. Right. But it was sad to see them at odds for the simple fact that these guys have made history together. Of course, JayZ went on and did his thing, but it was just great to see that moment. It was a good moment. That happened on Saturday. Another moment that happened on Saturday that was lackluster. I have to tell you guys this. I have so much love for Beanie Sigel. I have so much love for State Property because these are the guys, when I was doing radio, I broke these guys, meaning like I was one of the guys that play their records first, me and Cosmic Kev. Like, I played Young Chris and Neef. They got on the radio the first time because of me. Like, it was like, so it was just a great moment seeing these guys, reunite with JayZ. Another guy that I connected with and kind of grew with was Allen Iverson. When Allen Iverson was here, I was, first just getting on the radio. He would give me interviews, and, I would see him out in the clubs, and it was great. And he had a documentary that debuted on Showtime Saturday, and it was some of the worst piece of editing I've ever seen in a documentary. Like, people on Instagram were like, "Oh, this Allen Iverson documentary was so good." And me and my wife were watching it, and I'm like, yo, I like the story, meaning like,
right, it's Allen Iverson.
So
you're gonna watch it anyways because it's Allen Iverson. Yeah. So anything about him is interesting because you want to know his backstory. You want to know some of the things he went through. You wouldn't have known some of those things if they weren't showing it, but it was just disjointed and old.
Listen, they had Allen Iverson in a Pelly leather. Now, none of it was bad. It was horribly put together. Okay. First of all, they had no current interviews, meaning they had no interviews with Allen Iverson like in current, like today, like 2015. They had Allen Iverson maybe like a couple years ago. He had like the clothes he had on, he just wouldn't have had on. And the story it didn't flow. Like, they did this 30 for 30, this documentary. ESPN does this great documentary series called 30 for 30. And they did a documentary on Allen Iverson when he got into his trial in high school. And it was one of the best 30 for 30s. If you haven't seen it, please check it out. And then compare the Showtime documentary. How about this? Compare the Showtime documentary, Allen Iverson Showtime documentary. Compare the Allen Iverson ESPN 30 for 30 documentary. And then compare Kobe Bryant's documentary that was just debuted on Showtime about 2 months ago. Like, this documentary, it looked like a high school project. Like, if it was some high school kids that put it together, that's what it looked like. It looked like some high school kids that only had one computer and they just found clips on YouTube. They were like, look, download as many clips go on YouTube, search Allen Iverson, and whatever you find, just put it on. So that's how I felt about this Allen Iverson documentary. And it's just sad because, right now the NBA playoffs are going on. And if I don't know if you guys have been watching, but this is some of the best. I can't watch basketball, NBA basketball, from October until about April because it's trash. It's completely trash. Like, this is what the NBA needs to do. They have an 82 game regular season. Cut that. Just give me 41 games. Matter of fact, just give me 40 games. Give me 40 regular season games and then go into the playoffs. Because these guys aren't playing. Like, prime example, if you're a Sixers fan like I am, right? And you go, and the Sixers suck right now, but you go to the Sixers game and you want to see LeBron James. Now, if LeBron James played the night before he plays the Sixers, he takes off. He doesn't play. So some players, star players, don't even come here and play. So it's just like, why am I even watching? And then when they play, they only play for like about 3 quarters or 2 quarters because the teams are so bad. And they're just off. They're just taking off. It's just they're taking money, and there's no need for NBA games to be this NBA season to be this long. Just cut it. Let's go 40 games, make every game count. And if you want to get ballsy, I think they should only have 20 games. Because it'll turn this into NFL. Every game would mean something. You couldn't take off 20 games.
What does that mean for like the syncing of who's gonna play who and
we'll figure it out. Like, I think it should be 20 games and then some elimination games.
How do you do 20 games and you hit all of the people who have to meet together to play?
I don't know. Maybe everybody doesn't play. Like the NFL, everybody doesn't play. So you play 20 games. It's serious. Maybe you play like, NFL has like Sundays. Maybe y'all play.
Each team plays 20 games?
Yeah, each team plays 20 games, and then you have some elimination games. No, 20 games.
People like basketball.
Yeah, but
watching basketball.
People like watching basketball, but the NBA players don't like playing regular season games.
How many games do
college play? They play about 30. They play about 30 games. Yeah, about 30, 35 games. No. Yeah, about 35 games, and then they go into the tournament. So because they're wasting everybody's time.
But they're getting all this money.
They gotta do something. How about this? It should be performance based. Hey, LeBron James, we're paying you $15 million a game. $15 million a year. If you don't average 25 points a game, 8 assists and 6 rebounds, you ain't getting that money. Like, something has to change. Like, cause it's a lot that they're taking money. They're stealing money. That's the one thing I respect about Allen Iverson. When he played every game like it was his last. These dudes, they're taking off. And I don't know. It's not cool. Another thing that happened this week, rest in peace to this rapper. He's from New York. He's affiliate French Montana. His name is Chinks. And he passed away today. And yesterday he got shot in New York. And social media is just crazy. It was somebody on social media that actually Instagrammed video of his car. Like, man, they shot him up, man. Look at this. Look at the car. Yeah, it was in New York today. It was just like a video floating around. It's like, okay, nothing's private, right? And then somebody put on Instagram like, yeah, saying that they did it. Like, my aim is impeccable, something to that effect. And then they deleted their account. So, like, even if you were joking, why would you joke about something like that?
And if you know anything about the internet, you can never completely delete an account because they're going to have records of the account that was created.
Definitely. So they're definitely getting them. The one thing that blew me away, and like, social media has like closed the generation gap. Like, everybody knows everything about everything. So at the same time, so Chinks, some of you may not even know about Chinks, but Chinks, underground rapper from New York, was about to, take his flight. So I get a text message today from my dad, and my dad is like 60 something. He texts me like, yo, that was crazy what happened with Chinks. And I'm like, how does he know about Chinks? Like, of course he's on Instagram. I'm like, who do you follow on Instagram to know about Chinks? Like, who are you following? It's I don't know, man. Like, we know too much about too much.
Right.
It's just too much. But but still, rest in peace to Chinks. And it's just sad what's happening with social media and how people just don't have a regard for human life anymore. It's just about being famous. Another thing, man, like even with rap, sometimes we're in the house and I'm like, like Drake's new album. I don't care if it's a mixtape, offering, whatever you want to call it. It's an album. It's crazy, and I'm always listening to like energy. Trying to take away from instead of saying the N word, I say hitter, right? So I'm in the house, man. I'm trying to take away from a hitter. Now, my 4-year-old son, he just keeps repeating and saying, trying to get away from a hitter, like out of nowhere.
Putting a puzzle together, and it's try to take away from a hitter.
It's not cool. I don't know if you want to bring him down. Go get him. So he's supposed to be asleep right now, but he's still up. But like now, I thought I was editing my music, and now I'm scared because he'll go to daycare and he'll say, I'm trying to get away from a hitter, and he sounds like Drake, and it's not cool. It's not cool because it's just not cool. Like now I look like the irresponsible parent. And of course, from radio and TV, they already think like, I don't know. I think people think Beanie Sigel and I hang out with JayZ and like our life is just wonderful and we're just hanging with rappers all the time. What's up, man? Why are you not asleep? Come over here. Say hi to everybody. Why are you not asleep?
Try to get away from the hitter.
Okay, let's stop saying that. Why are you not asleep?
Because I'm crying.
Why are you crying?
Because I'm yelling for mommy and you.
You're yelling for what do you want from me?
I'm calling you because I want to go downstairs.
Why you want to go downstairs?
Because I'm hungry.
You're not hungry. What do you want to eat?
A sandwich.
What kind of sandwich do you want?
Peanut butter sandwich.
Who you want to make it?
With jelly on the other one and peanut butter with the other one.
I don't know what he's talking about. Hey, so how if you had to rate us, come over here. If you had to rate us as parents, are we good parents?
Yeah.
1 to 10, what would you give mommy?
But new shoes for mommy.
You would give her new shoes? Does she need some new shoes?
Yeah.
What do you need? What would you give daddy?
New shoes.
Okay. Well, you think we need new shoes? Okay, so this is our life. You try to get work done, and then your kids need peanut butter. I don't need orange juice. I don't want any orange. This is what happens. Your parents your kids just come in and they take over. They take over. It's so like, guys, can I tell you something? For all the people out there that are single, I want to give you there's a difference between having kids. No, it's not even that. But having kids, one, and then having kids and being with that person, or having kids, and I'm not taking away if you whatever situation you're in, and maybe you can't see your kids every day. I pray that everyone could, but this task, and it's a blessing at the same time, and I'm very thankful. But this task of balancing career, balancing marriage, because marriage and family are two different things, but balancing marriage and then having kids, it's insane. And trying to be the best at what you do, it's insanity. It literally is insane. It's insane. Like we try to have wine in the house, wine on deck. Prayer is a must. Over pray. You can never over pray. And man, this show is tough, man. It is really this is the toughest task ever, because you want your kids to have more than what you have, but then in the same token, you're still going for your dreams, so then you can fulfill your dreams, so then you can give them a better life. And just that hustle every day, man, you gotta eliminate so much. You have to, like, going out. When's the last time we went out?
We went out for 2 hours yesterday.
Oh, we went out for 2 hours yesterday, but that was like a meeting. Like we went to have a meeting. Like we can't even have a meeting in our house. We had to drop the kids off at my parents' house for the simple fact we can never have a conversation. Just like this. You can hear my son in the background. Hey, Jay, come here for a second. Come here. So why are you not sleeping?
Because I don't like sleeping.
Why don't you like sleeping?
Because I don't like to.
That's not an answer. Like, okay, let me ask you this. If you were me, right, and I was telling you, like, hey, I was like, Daddy, I want to go to sleep. I don't want to go to sleep. What would you tell me?
I want Teenage Mutant Turtle socks.
See, then he goes random. This is what I'm saying. Like, these kids, it's stressful, man. It's like, I want to tell you guys this. You'll never be ready. That's one. Number two, you're going to lose it if you don't pray. You're going to lose your mind if you don't pray. And guess what? You may pray and still lose your mind. You may still lose your mind. Like, it's the craziest thing, but it's also a blessing because thank God that our kids are healthy, right? Thank God that our kids are healthy. But it's like, yeah, I would love to go to that JayZ show. But I was like, man, don't want to go to JayZ show. Don't want to hang with my family. Got to hang with my family. You just want to. Hey, excuse me, sir. I'm doing navigating through adulthood. Hey. I'm trying to finish. See, this is. This is what happens. My son wants the edges cut off the sandwich. Guys, I don't know. Shout out to everyone who has more than 2 kids and you see them every day and you live in the same house. I don't know how you guys do it.
I don't like bread.
This is all bread. Here's another thing I want to talk to you about as a parent. We're going to have to wrap this up because my son is going crazy. Something happened. Our youngest son is teething, so he doesn't really like. He wakes up in the middle of the night, and it was one morning. It was like Thursday. I had to go on TV the next day, and I had to rappel down a 17-story building the other day. And the night before, my youngest son is up because he's teething, and we can't figure out what he's doing. He's crying for 3 hours straight. So I put him in the car, and then he falls right asleep. So I had to sleep in the car with him from 3 a.m. to 5 a.m. I was a little late to work, but I made it on time. You get what I'm saying. So I'm sleeping in the car. He's sleeping in the car. I didn't want to move him, and I'm dead tired for work the next day. But on TV, it's different from radio where I can't be tired. I can't drag. I have to be up, ready. Hey, what's going on? So I'm leaving work that day, and the security guard at my job, he said, Q, what's going on with you? You all right? I said, man, I'm tired. My youngest son, he was, he wasn't sleeping through the night. He says, now this guy is older. He's like my dad's age. He has 10 kids. So he's an expert at being a parent. He's had 10 kids. He says to me, Q, how old is he? I said, he's about a year. He said, he's teething. He said, he's teething. What you want to do is you want to put some teething medicine on his teeth or put like some ibuprofen or Tylenol in his milk, and he'll go right to sleep. I call my wife at work, and I tell her, I said, yo, dude at my job said he had 10 kids. What you need to do is you need to put the teething medicine on his teeth, and you need to put a drop of medicine in his milk. She's like, what are you talking about? The doctor said you shouldn't do that. Well, that doesn't sound right. What are you talking about? Da 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 da. And I was like, I'm just telling you, like, this guy's had 10 kids, and like, why would he lie to me? Like, he likes me. Like, I don't like it's like he's done this before. Nope, she wasn't feeling it. So then, like a day later, she says, no, you know what? No, I did that with him, and he's fine now, and everything is good. And I'm like, what made you change your mind? She had to go research. She went on a mommy blog, researched it, and somebody else on the mommy blog said the exact same thing that this man with 10 kids had said, and then she believed it. Anything that comes from me about my kids from someone else, she never believes. She'll never believe me. Let it come from it. And the internet is so unsecure. It's so random. Anybody can write on the internet, but let it write. You write any. You could tell my wife. You can email my wife and say, "Hey, the best way to stop teething is slap your kids 15 times in their face and then give them Ciroc, a bottle of Ciroc. She'll say, oh, well, I read it on the internet. I should, but let me say it. Then it's something different. Then you jump down my back. It's a double standard with what I say versus what you say. What you say is law. What I say is like,
That's not true.
yeah, it is true. It's very true. It's very true. But guys, this is navigating through adulthood. Kids in the background, wife's in the background. Life is crazy. About to put him to sleep. This is my life. Hey, Jay, say bye.
Bye.
Say tune in next week.
See you next week.
Say, come on, can you stop eating? Say tune in next week.
See you next week.
And say follow my daddy.
Follow my daddy
At
at
All Media Q.
All Meeting Q.
All Media Q.
All Meeting Q.
Okay. On Instagram.
On Instagram.
Or QuincyHarris.com.
QuincyHarris.com.
You heard him. I'll see y'all next week, man. Trying to get through it.